Hello, our friends, Jane's videos, and this is another installment of the Fearbrook Asylum haunt build videos. Today's October 11th. I'm going to be showing you the stuff that's been done over the past, I'd say, week since the last one. Maybe less, maybe a little bit more, I don't know. A lot of stuff's been done since my last one, so we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you some lighting I did too, though right now that's not what well, this light is exactly where it's going to be, but it's not going to be this bright. So let's just get into it. Firstly, you can see a lot has changed because there's a lot more stuff to look at here. So I'm first going to show you, this here is the shock therapy room coming together. I'm thinking of hanging a sign here, so there's something to look at there. And then the high voltage box is going to go here. I added some strobes. There's a strobe there and there's a strobe there, so they kind of fluctuate, because I noticed most haunts, like big haunts, and I never usually use strobes too often. The last time I used a strobe, well, sometimes I use like one a year, but I don't use them too often because I prefer ambient lighting. I think it's cooler. But I noticed the best way to do strobes is to have two, so they fluctuate, so it's not just one steady strobe. They fluctuate, and especially when you're doing some kind of electrical thing, it makes it look more like electricity when they fluctuate like that. So seeing as this is the shock therapy room, I thought it would be best to light it by strobes. I'll show you that in a moment, what they look like. This is the Animatronic Activation switch from Spirit, though I don't think I'm going to be actually using it as an animatronic activation switch. It's this there for show, to show the torture box woman, who's right here, is getting electrocuted. So there she is. You also probably noticed some more detailing on the walls, as in blood and bloody handprints, which I really like how they came out. I'm going to add more, but I'm really liking them. This is the medical room, much bigger than it was originally planned to be, because originally it was where the shock therapy room is before the shock therapy room was added. I like this a lot more because the medical room I needed to be big, because I needed to fit a gurney in here, maybe a medical chair. I needed to fit this, which I'll get to in a minute. There needed to be a lot of stuff in it, and so I needed it to be a big room. So I'm glad that I got it looking big, how it should be. So that's that. So this is basically a lobotomy medical type room. So I'll show you what I did. Maniac is here for now. I don't know if he's going to stay here, but I really like how he looks here. I like how you can see him all the way down here. Like, even before you enter the shock therapy room, you can see him in the corner, and it's just creepy. Like I said, I don't know if he's going to stay there. There might be an area in the parts of the haunt that are unfinished that I'll like him better in, but for now, I like him right there. You also have this skeleton diagram I hung on the wall. I think it looks pretty cool there. I'm going to hang some more stuff maybe. The gurney is probably going to go here. The first aid kit's here, not using it as an animatronic, just as show, as a first aid kit in the asylum. Then you have this actual antique medical drawer cabinet thing, which I bought, and I think it looks awesome. These are usually a lot of money, and I spent $50 on it, so pretty happy with that. For now, these lobotomy tools are here. More than likely, I'm going to have an actor using those, so they're not going to stay there. So basically, what's probably going to happen is this this is going to have, because I ordered some medical trays that they put like scalpels and stuff on, that's probably going to be on this. And these lobotomy things either are going to be here when they're not used by an actor or whatever. We'll see. But those are from Spirit, actually, which I'm really happy that they have these this year. Literally the perfect year for them to have them. Miss Mercy's right here, who I'm undecided what I'm doing with her yet. She's staying here 100% because I like how she looks here as you're exiting the medical room. I think she looks cool. So 100% she's staying here. However, I don't know if I'm going to use her as an animatronic or a static, because animatronic-wise, her head spinning like that is more supernatural, and that doesn't fit the vibe of the haunt, which is just supposed to be an old rundown asylum where the inmates have broken loose. So there's not any supernatural stuff going on. But I might do it because I might just be like, who cares? She's cool as an animatronic. But also, I like her as a static. She's a creepy static. Like, what I plan to do is I plan to have a red light shining up behind her. So, because my main lighting is just going to be warm white ambient, and then I'm going to have, like I mentioned in the last one, areas that pop to draw your attention to, which are going to be mostly reds and blues. So I'm going to have a red light behind her. So I don't know if I'm going to use her as an animatronic yet, but she's creepy as is. I have that skull diagram hung right there. A lot more walls were painted. And then you move here, which is the long hallway that eventually leads to the exit, but it's very long, that it's basically multiple scenes going on here. So you have these hallway walls up, still need to get the other ones up there, and then the cells are going to be here where this backstage area is right now. That's not going to stay like that. The cells are going to be here, so there's going to be 3 cells all lined up there with Psycho Sam. They're going to be padded, and Psycho Sam's going to be in one. I might put Maniac in one, but I don't know. I just prefer him like at the end of a hallway. I feel like he works better. So Psycho Sam's going to be in one for sure, though. I know that for a fact. And then you'd have the exit out. But it's coming along, and I'm excited. Tomorrow, I'm going to get quite a bit of the electrical done. Well, in all of the areas that I can do it right now, I hope to get the electrical done. And then obviously the other stuff can't be done until those areas are done, but in all the other areas I hope to get that done tomorrow. So real quick before I close out this, there's also some stuff I want to show out front, but I'm going to save that for the next build video because it's kind of hard to see in the dark. But I do want to show more handprints and stuff all around, and this area up here has a lot of blood on it, because this is where Convulsing Nurse is, and she was supposed to be like recently murdered by the inmates and chained up. So that's the blood from when they tortured her and chained her up. So that has a lot of blood because she's going to be in front of that, and I feel like she's a very gruesome animatronic. She should have a lot of blood behind her because they did horrible things to her. So I'm going to show you the lighting real quick. I haven't even tested what this is going to look like yet because I had just put this light in this spot. It was originally just used as a work light, which it still is, but that's where it's going to go in the haunt, so it's going to be shining through the whole medical room. So I got to test. This is going to be hard to see because it's very dark in here, but warm white, very dim warm white through this scene. Now once I add the red behind Miss Mercy, I feel like that will add a lot to it, so that's a good thing. Now that I'm seeing this, though, I might change some things here. I love the strobes in here. This is shock therapy. I love the strobes in here, but it might be a little much because it illuminates a lot of other areas as well because there's 2. Now I really like how they look going back and forth, especially with when Torture Box is moving. It's gonna look great, but because there's 2, it looks like a little much because it's also illuminating this, and I don't want it to illuminate this room at all. So it might be a little much because it's also illuminating this. So yeah, I might have to do something about that. I might just do 1. I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. But yeah, that's it for today's haunt build video. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you're thinking of the haunt build so far in the comments below. I'm pretty happy with it. Keep howling at the moon, my werewolves.